In this video, I'm going to show you the absolute best healer to pocket with. And by pocketing, I'm talking about the ability to focus heal an ally to keep them alive. So let's go ahead and get right into it. To start us off, I'm going to quickly run over each support in terms of how well they can consistently heal someone. Then we'll rank each support in order to find out which is the absolute best to pocket with. Now, let's get the obvious one out of the way first. Mantis. Come on, do I really need to say it? This character absolutely cannot pocket well. Aside from her leaves having a slow healing rate of about 30 per second, she can't really use these consistently to heal somebody because they have a cooldown after you spam the initial 5 leaves. They do have initial burst healing, but again, because they have a cooldown and you can't just infinitely spam them or even stack them for that matter, she's going to be very bad at pocketing, let alone healing overall. Next up, we have Ultron. Being the newest release, I think they want to focus this character more around being a damage strategist because his healing is going to be a little underwhelming, at least for our purposes, which is pocketing. He does have a heal drone that consistently heals a targeted ally about 45 HP per second, and AoE heals about 30 HP per second, and on top of this, he does have an ability that grants bonus health or shielding to himself and allies within the drone's radius, but this isn't going to be nearly enough to be considered a good pocket healer. One ability he does have that is pretty insane is the extra one he gets with his Iron Man team up. This beam heals and does damage, and the heal is pretty good, about 85 HP per second. So if you stack this with your drone, you could be healing someone for around 130 HP per second, which is kind of like a mini ult. It almost equates to the amount of healing that Mantis ult gives.
Well, that was a lot of healing.
But this ability does have a fairly long cooldown, and you only get it if you have the Iron Man team up. So overall, his pocketing ability is not really going to be that good. There's a reason why players recommend playing him in a triple healer comp. Cloak and Dagger is up next. Well, really just Dagger since Cloak doesn't really heal. Dagger is an interesting one though because she gets some of the most overall healing in the game, at least when you're comparing raw numbers. But she mostly gets this because she has a ton of AoE healing. When you consider that her auto attacks are AoE, her E is AoE, and her bubbles AoE, we can see how she gets so much healing. Oh yeah, and of course, how could I forget her ult, which is the longest lasting support ult in the game, and it has the same healing rate that Luna's does. But where Dagger struggles is the individual heal, because her autos only do 32 healing on hit to someone, and everyone knows this can quickly get out damaged. Now theoretically, if you E'd someone while they were in your bubble and you were autoing them, then yes, you would have an insane amount of individual healing, but that's very inconsistent, and here we're looking at the consistency if we're going to pocket someone. Up next, we have Luna, and as many of you can probably guess, she's going to be one of the better individual healers.
No, you're dead. You're not dead.
Okay.
Her auto attack burst heals for 66 HP or about 22 HP per auto, and if you left shift someone, you're healing them for about 75 HP a clap. If you want to take this a step further, you can put your snowflake on them and get a whopping 101 HP per clap or about 89 HP per burst because a snowflake heals an additional 35% of your healing. This is over 2 to 3 times more healing in a single instance than Dagger does with her autos, and it's consistent. So when it comes to raw healing power, Luna's going to be one of the best pocket healers. Rocket is next on the list with the healing buffs he received at the beginning of Season 2. He's actually going to have some of the best burst healing. Each orb he shoots out, if directly hit, can heal for about 55 HP a burst, and then you have that overtime healing effect that the orb provides. The burst already is going to be better than Dagger's autos, and the overtime healing just adds to it. So overall, Rocket won't have the individual healing capabilities that Luna does, but his ability to pocket someone is actually still pretty good. The only thing I'd be a little bit worried about is his ammo count, since he can go through 8 shots pretty fast, and if he's injured, the orbs will actually come out slow because it'll first heal him. But aside from that, he's going to be up there. Loki's going to be our next strategist we talk about. Now, of course, he has his left shift, which is pretty much a mini healer ult in and of itself, but we're really going to be focused on his auto attack healing, especially with his clones. Loki by himself can heal for about 40 HP a shot. When you combine his clones, you can heal 120 HP back with a single shot, which is absolutely insane. Now, before we all start freaking out, the only thing I don't like about this is that he has to have both his clones shooting with him. In my opinion, this is a bit inconsistent because you are reliant off your clones for the 2/3 of this healing, but since we're talking about pocketing a single person, we could just train Loki clones on that individual and call it a day. So I'm gonna allow it. Overall, Loki's gonna be one hell of a healer, and when it comes to healing a single person, if you have your clones also healing them, it'll be really tough to out damage that healing. Up next, we have the infamous Jeff. Overall, I hate this character as a support, but I can't overlook the fact that he does have some insane healing, especially with his changes in 2.5. It's just a little bit more direct. With his auto stream being able to heal for about 130 HP per second, and his bubbles giving back about 120 HP over time, and granting a 15% healing boost, if Jeff wants to pocket someone, he's going to be more than capable of doing so. Now, his bubbles can run out, but they give a healing boost of 15%, meaning his auto stream can heal up to about 150 HP per second. And if you space out the bubbles, they can actually last for a pretty long period of time. So yes, as much as I hate to say it, Jeff is actually going to be a pretty good pocket pick. Next up, we have my favorite Invisible Woman. Her autos heal for 40 HP a hit, but they hit twice, allowing them to heal for up to 80 HP in auto. On top of that, her shield heals for 50 HP a second and blocks damage, and you can consistently keep it on someone unless it's destroyed. Her autos alone are enough to hard pocket someone, as they heal even more than Luna's clap, but when you add her shield into the mix, I'd consider her to be one of the best pocket supports. Last but not least, we have Adam Warlock. And just like the start of this list, do I really need to say it? I will if I must, but this character is going to be pretty bad at pocketing because everything defensive is on a cooldown. Yes, he does have a soul bond, which is a pretty damn good ability, but the fact that it's on a 40-second cooldown means you can't really rely on it to be consistent. His heals are also going to be on a 6-second cooldown each. They can be reduced if you hit a headshot, but again, you're adding into that uncertainty. So overall, I think he's better than Mantis would be, but he's going to be pretty bad at pocketing. Now that we've gone over every healer, who's the best at pocketing? Going from the bottom up, I'll tell you who's not the best. Mantis is going to be the worst, then Ultron without the team up. These are going to be our bottom two, mostly because they don't have healing autos, so they don't really have consistent healing, and in my opinion, you can't really pocket well with them. Ultron does have consistent healing, but his is going to be very minuscule compared to others on this list. At number 7, we have Adam. Again, he doesn't have healing autos, so nothing as consistent, but he's going to be better than the other two because his burst heals can practically take someone to full HP, and he does have a soul bond. Even though it's not consistent, when used on the first push, can definitely help out. Before we get to 6, I'm going to put Ultron here with the team up. This ability is a very good pocket tool for several seconds, but it takes 30 seconds to come up, so I'm not really going to count it, but if he does have this up, I would put him here on this list. At number 6, we have Cloak Dagger. Even though this character has some of the strongest AoE healing numbers in the game, her ability to solo pocket an ally is very weak, which is why she's landing at number 6 on this list. At number 5, I put Loki. His burst auto attacks with his clones, if all of them hit, grant an insane amount of burst healing to your ally, but it's a little bit inconsistent because you do have to rely off clone placements and where they are and all that kind of jazz, so that's why he's at number 5. At number 4, I have Rocket. I think his burst healing combined with the healing over time his balls provide can pocket someone pretty well. Now, the main reason I put him above Loki, because Loki technically does have more burst healing, but it's because Rocket's healing is more mobile, and it feels to me more consistent than Loki's does. I can heal anyone very easily from just about anywhere on the map, and I don't need to set up clones in certain positions to make sure I get it all off. So that's why he's at number 4. At number 3, we have Jeff. His auto attack stream combined with strategic uses of his bubbles can allow him to heal for a ton per second. The only problem with Jeff is he doesn't have burst healing and all his healing is healing over time. But with the 15% extra healing received effect he gets from his bubbles and combining it all together, he can out heal even a Mantis ult, which makes this kit very strong to be able to pocket a single player. Now for our final two, this was a really hard decision for me, but at number 2 I have Luna, and at number 1 I have Invisible Woman. Now I feel like a lot of you might think that Luna would be number 1, but let me explain my logic. Invisible Woman has a consistent bombardment of healing autos that heal 80 HP per auto, and they penetrate, making them really hard to block. On top of this, she has a shield that heals back 50 HP per second, and it's a shield so it also blocks incoming damage. Now I know I'm talking about consistency here, but I still consider the shield to be somewhat consistent because you can have it down for as long as you want, as long as it doesn't break. But having all of that healing in general, I've found can make it really hard to kill my ally if I stick on to them. This is why whenever I want to pocket someone, I typically choose Invis to get the job done. Now Luna's going to have the best raw healing numbers onto one person. Like I said before, if you count Luna at her max with her left shift and snowflake on the individual you're trying to pocket, she's going to be healing them for about 100 HP per clap, which is an absurd amount of burst healing. And these claps do penetrate. But what takes the cake for me is Invis's consistency on her autos to always have them up, and her base autos penetrate as well, unlike Luna's which don't. This means that someone can't really get in my way to body block the autos, which happens more than you might think. But it's really just the shield combined with those penetrating autos. To me, it's always felt like Invis can pocket the best. But that's going to be it. That's going to be the video. I hope you enjoyed. The rankings I do are mostly for fun, but there is some truth to them, especially for this one. But realistically, if you choose either Luna or Invis, the enemy is going to have one hell of a hard time trying to kill your ally. So I'll leave you with that, and until the next video, see ya!